Welcome to Invest Africa. On our show today we have Tarun Goolaty. Tarun, welcome to the show. Tell me about who is Tarun Goolaty?
Well, Tarun Goolaty like anybody else, but to give you a bit more details, I'm an MBA and hold 4 other postgraduate qualifications. Born in India, British by citizenship, a global traveler, worked across the globe in over 7 countries, traveled the world, and obviously sit on several boards, over 25 boards across the globe, and indeed run a large corporation for one of the finest organizations I've worked for in my sort of career.
And we also know that Brahma Corporation is one of the leading in the financial services sector in Mauritius and in parts of Africa. Tell me about the different companies that you have in Brahma Corporation.
I think Brahma Corporation is enviable. Most competitors will look at us with a green-eyed sort of a look, because for the simple reason we have the insurance company, which has the largest market share, BI. We have asset management, Brahma Asset Management, which has the largest property fund on the island. We again have a bank, which is only one of 3 listed banks, Brahma Bank. We have BA Exchange, fund transfers, money exchange. So you name it. So we are the only people who can provide end-to-end solutions for clients on the island.
And also one of the leading leasing companies that you also have.
Oh, enviable, enviable. There is hardly one of the top 50 companies in Mauritius could say, look, we don't deal with Brahma Leasing, Brahma Bank now, Mauritius Leasing, it was known earlier. Everybody deals with us.
And in fact, as a consumer point of view, you have all the solution to be provided to the consumers. Tarun, of the different companies that you mentioned, which are the companies that you see potentials for growth in Africa, or indeed in the region?
Oh, Africa, tremendous opportunity. Firstly, we put people on the ground in Botswana. We've got strategic alliances and joint ventures already on the anvil for Seychelles, Madagascar, for the insurance company. We're launching an infrastructure fund, $200 million infrastructure fund for Africa. We are launching a bond fund for Africa for the asset management business. So it's fantastic. The Brahma Bank as a bank provides trade finance and from its international arm, and we're indeed bridging the gap between various continents. So in fact we don't expect to open branches across Africa, but we provide facilities for clients. I mean, the world has become very small. You don't necessarily have to have bricks and mortar anymore.
Indeed. Tarun, you're the group president and the chief executive of Brahma Corporation, which has a panoply of companies which you oversee, and also the vice chairman of Brahma Bank. Tarun, what does it take to be in this sector?
Well, it's fantastic. As you know, the financial services sector has come under a bit of a spotlight over the past few years, so people are a bit hesitant to call themselves bankers, but I'm proud and delighted to be in Mauritius. I mean, Africa is rising, and we hope to be there, and we are already in a few of those countries.
And also you've got a long history of working in many countries. I think you were working for HSBC. Tell me more about your background.
Well, I worked in 7 countries across the globe. So I started with Citibank in India, and then went off to Hong Kong, moved on to Thailand. Then I was a deputy chief in Qatar in the Middle East, and then came back to the UK and basically ran several businesses there as a head of the international business, and also ran the wealth business, where we made, I think, circa about $1 billion odd of income for the bank. So it's been a good run thus far.
It's a very rich trip that you've done so far, and now we see yourself as the vice chairman of Brahma Bank. Tell me the philosophy of Brahma Corporation, its principle, and how do you see Brahma making a difference to the consumers here in Mauritius?
I think our basic philosophy is our entire ethos and culture revolves around the customer. Customer centricity is key. The moment of truth when a customer walks into your branch, you got to deliver that service. Service, as you know, is an intangible. So the moment of truth is lost if it's not delivered. So we sincerely believe that everything we do should ensure that our customers are wowed and they feel the love and affection that our relationship managers show them.
So we also understand that Brahma Corporation is making an entry into the region, but also into Africa. What are the expansion plan of Brahma locally in the region and also in Africa?
In fact, just to I apologize for correcting you there, we've been around in Africa for over 40 years. Indeed, in Kenya we have fantastic operations. So we are actually already in Africa, but I plan to go deeper inroads across sub-Saharan Africa. But as you know, 9 of the world's top performing economies currently exist, so we want to take advantage of that.
Absolutely. And also we understand that Brahma also provide financial solutions to consumers as well. We also understand that if you look at the likes of SBM and MCB ranking 30th and 40th in Africa, what does it take to become, in the next 5 years, what does it take to be a leading bank in Africa?
Let me make you a little promise here. Certainly in Mauritius I'll be number 3 in 5 years, and I promise you we'll be regionally very, very powerful. You'll see exponential growth on our balance sheet. Watch out for this space.
But we also understand that if you look at Africa now, like we mentioned earlier, it's growing very fast. Some of the economies are growing double digits. And what is the potential from your point of view of the financial services sector in Africa?
I think it's tremendous. Africa is 55 countries, no one size fit all. The clutter of guns has reduced, democracies are becoming the norm. There are a few stubborn autocracies still existing, but I think they are soon going to disappear. So, Africa is rising, and the star is not going to wane, I can tell you. I'm very, very optimistic.
And we've also seen Mauritius being positioned as the financial hub between the route of Asia into Africa and vice versa. What is Brahma Bank or Brahma Corporation doing to tap into that opportunities?
I think you hit on a very important point. Mauritius is indeed the hub and gateway to Africa, strategically placed between various continents, time zone wise fantastic. Regulations are pretty good, I'd say, pretty solid. Legislation is very positive and assists businesses. I think what we're trying to do is obviously take advantage of that. What other banks are trying to do is obviously to go regional. Indeed, you will find there'll be a lot of M&A activity. I'd say there'll be some consolidation there in Africa. I see disintermediation happening. I see the financial services. Of course, it's not fraught without risk. So you got to go. You got to wear your all the gear you can. It's like a roller coaster ride, and you'll see a few bumps. But I can see that tremendous possibilities of businesses there.
Tarun Goolaty, it was good having you on the show, and thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.